impression of a bird. Tweet, dang it. Tweet. Welcome back to Dread Canary's channel. I'm the Dread Canary, and because in my last session we kind of lost against the Iron Storm, and I didn't want to make y'all sit through me playing normal again. I'm slowly working my way back up to Impossible, which is where we will start filming those. I decided in the interim and in honor of Columbus Day, we would do a different game in honor of Columbus. Now, we could, of course, play as the Spanish and recreate his journey over to the Americas and the conquest of the natives. But if you know anything about EU4, you know that that's actually relatively easy and very common. So we are going to try something much, much harder, something that I'm not confident about because I'm not that good at this game, and I have none of the DLC. We going to come over here and play it from the natives' perspective with just the benefit of some foresight, and we are going to play as the Aztecs, which not recommended for new players, which means that what I'm doing is a bad idea. But you know what? Doing bad ideas for fun is just fine when, there's no real consequences. It's just going to take me some time. This is not at all based on the fact that I spent the last 2 weeks binge playing EU4 and am currently obsessed. No, this is definitely the best idea I had for Columbus Day. Don't mind my other save files. I did try this earlier, played about 10 years of the Aztecs just to get a handle for their unique mechanics, but I'm by no means a master. Let's still do this. Let's go ahead and call this something like Columbo. Start Iron Man. Because, of course, I want to be eligible for achievements on the off chance that I decide to play this game all the way through. Now, of course, EU4 is a Paradox grand strategy game, which means it will take forever to get all the way through, and I don't expect to make it into a full series. The game starts in November of 1444 and continues until 1821. Though, of course, starting in the Americas does mean I've got much lower tech than the people who will be coming to colonize. Now, I do love that they start by giving us a little bit of an overview of the history, not all of which I'm going to read. There we have a specific religion, which basically makes our people less likely to revolt and makes our armies happier. We have a monarchy, and we're in pretty much isolation in this section of Mexico. Now, of course, Europa Universalis 4 has a lot of subsystems. So the first thing we're going to do is the thing you should do on every game, which is go into our Estates tab. We have 50 loyalty from everybody, which is very good. But first we're going to go in here. We're going to add religious power. We're going to add the advisory council. And I think it's oversight. Yeah, it's oversight. I'm not going to butcher these names. And we're going to basically do the same thing for everybody. We're going to get our military power +1. We are going to get our advisor costs down. And we are going to get right of council here. Then we go down to the Pochtecas. And again, Diplo power. And I've heard good things about prestige. Yearly prestige going up plus, that's not a bad idea, but we'll get our diplomatic advisory costs. And you know what? Let's go ahead and get free enterprise. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Oh, you know what? I don't think we're going to need I don't think we're actually going to worry about tax. So let's go ahead and do patronage of the arts too, which is quite a few things to give them. Now, of course, I have no land. Downside of all of that is that while I do get some bonuses, it does lower the estate land, which gives me a bunch of penalties. So we are going to immediately seize land. They're all happy enough that they won't revolt, and we're going to summon the Diet to make them a little bit happier and have them give me some commands. So let's see. These guys want us to spend administrative points to increase our base tax, which I'm not going to do. They want us to build a castle, and that's going to be some more manpower. And they want us to own a port, and they'll give us a free claim on a port territory. That's excellent, because a free claim means that we can go to war pretty quickly. So let's go ahead and claim that. So now we have a claim on this. Next thing we want to do is we want to take a look at states. Okay, so those 4 territories are a state. These are a state. That's a state. That's nonsense. Okay, so we definitely want these 2. And I think... yeah. I think what we're going to aim for is this, and that. So, given that, we should probably pick a few rivals, right? So let's go ahead and, first off, we're going to rival... yes, they have already rivaled me. Nice. And we're going to rival these guys, because we have a claim. And what were my states that I was looking at? Yeah, let's go ahead and... that's not what I want. We want to rival... you know what? Let's go ahead and rival these guys. They're right here. Okay, so we've got rivals. Now what we want to do is go around and get some allies. So we are going to propose marriage to these people. No idea if this is what I'm supposed to do, but it's what I am doing. We are going to propose marriage to these people. And let's go ahead and propose marriage to these people. No. These people. They won't do it. They won't do it either. The people far away from me don't want to do it. Okay. So, who are my rivals again? And you know what? Let's do this. There we go. Now we got some music in the background. Now, as I was saying, yes, so our third rival, we already said, we wanted to... you know what? Let's propose to these guys. There we go. Now, I can't send any more diplomats until December, and I can't declare war until December either. But there is another thing we need to do. We need to go ahead and get some advisors. Let's go ahead and get a... you know what? Let's get this guy. What's my income look like? 1355? That's quite a lot. Let's go ahead and get this guy to lower inflation, because in this game, if you are reliant on gold mines to get income, you get massive inflation. And let's see if I can get it to show me. Yeah, these are all gold mines. So basically all of my income is coming from gold right now, and that's a bit of a problem. So inflation reduction is going to be massive. But of course we don't have much money left. Let's just go ahead and get a diplomatic reputation so people like me better. Advisor, that'll work. And then what is our force limit? We can build up to 10 units. Let's go ahead and get those going right now. And set our speed a little higher. Now, Paradox games aren't a... they are games of patience. Where everything's going to take forever. It takes forward in days, but stuff usually takes months, years, in some cases almost decades. Like, it will take several years for me to destroy an enemy in a war, despite massively outnumbering them. But should be fine. And let's see. So, these guys want an alliance. They are one of the ones we married, so let's go ahead and give it to them. Sounds great. We have an extra trader, but I don't think there's anywhere I can send. Oh, I can. Yes, go ahead. Nope, it's too far away, so I cannot send my extra trader anywhere. We have very little tech, so that gives me very few options. We can go ahead and get morale of armies and land maintenance modifier bonuses right away. So let's go ahead and do that. We can go ahead and get ourselves another advisor. Let's do that too. You know what? Let's boost stability real quick. Stability is, I guess, more expensive than that. But stability gives you some small bonuses. It's not usually worth it to max out stability, but it's generally a good idea to have some. And I forgot to send out ally requests. Silly, silly me. So we want these guys and these guys as allies. Oh, they won't do it because... because I am allied to their rivals. That's okay. That's all right. We don't mind that. And we are going to go ahead and start improving relations here. We can't, but we can start improving relations here. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and start putting some spies in this territory. No, we want spies in this territory. Yeah, that's right. You need spies in order to make claims on other people's land, and you need claims on people's land in order to attack them without taking massive penalties to your civilization. It's a, it's a bit of a ride. Yes, so, can we start buttering you guys up yet? Yes, yes we can. Excellent. So, that is going to get us in good stead for a little bit. Have all of our advisors, yes. And the other thing we wanted to do early on was boost stability once. And then we're going to go to our policies, and we will turn on those buffs. And that just kind of sets us up for success later on. I'm also going to recruit a general real quick. I could use my leader, but then there's a chance that he dies. And the problem is my leaders can have a max of 6 in each of these 3 categories: administrative, diplomacy, and military. Usually you get pretty low stats. Like the heir that I get as a king, if this guy dies, is a 023 out of a max of 666, out of a max of 18. This guy's a 435. So we've got, you know, 11 out of a max 18 as opposed to potentially 5. So I don't want to risk him. So I am going to go ahead and hire a general to lead our armies. We're going to send our armies over this way. And because I have a claim, let's actually go ahead and stop building the spy network real quick. We are going to go ahead and declare war and call in both of our allies. The plan is to take that territory. Let's go ahead and go in. And then I'm actually going to go ahead and send my spy right back to building the spy network, because until we win, there's nothing else for that diplomat to do as far as my enemies go. So we are going ahead and spreading this. Now, you know what? I'm going to go into my game settings. Game options, audio, because I suspect... There we go. Now, like I said, we've got a siege. Now, as I'm sieging, I'm kind of raiding the territory, so we get a little bit of money. And this is our chance of outright winning the siege every month. And what happens is it rolls a dice. Let's go to the view. It rolls a 14-sided dice, adds a bunch of modifiers to it, and as long as I don't roll a 1, the percent chance of me winning goes up. So right now I'm at negative 42. Underhanded rolls have gone. Okay, yep. So someone else made a claim on my home. Okay, walls breach, that's a pretty good one. So we drop from -42 to -21%. We still can't win this month, but it gives us significantly. And then supplies shortage, so it gets down to -14. Okay, so if we lose 10 admin power and some money, we get bonus prestige every year. And prestige has a number of minor bonuses that really build on themselves. So let's go ahead and do that. It's occurring to me, these guys, okay, they do have an ally. But the ally doesn't want to leave to attack because they'll get stomped by me and my allies. So they're just letting me siege this down with no contest. Okay. I mean, that's a choice. This is these guys' troops, and this is their allies' troops, and they're just not attacking me for some reason. Probably because they, yeah. I don't know why. Oh, it's because I'm not the only Armenian here. There's 17. And they're coming in, so let's go ahead and go all the way over here. Let's go ahead and do this. And they decided to fight us there, but they got annihilated. And my allies are heading back. Don't need to be looking at achievements right now. So since they're coming down... Oh, they moved. Oh, they're going after my territory. Okay. Yeah, they're leaving because my allies are walking in and they don't want to get caught fighting us. Oh. Let's detach a siege. Just enough guys to claim this province. And then I'm going to go help that fight so we win. The thing with this game is you get war score. And war score determines what you can claim at the end of a war. You can't claim more than your war score, and for really big nations, you can't actually annex them completely just because they're too big to absorb all in one big gulp. So, war score is important. Okay, so they have claimed, they're the ones occupying this. Now, because they're the ones occupying this, if I claim the territory at the end of the war, my allies will get it instead of me. And I don't want that, because my allies are temporary and convenient. Oh no, we're losing stability. Because our king died? Our king died? It's been 2 years. He was 26. Okay. Now there are some problems when your king dies. You can't really declare war. You've got a regency and your marriages are all kind of annulled. So my crap king... Now the good news is that my regent is still a lot better than my heir. So, my regent will make sure we're getting some growth, but it means that after this war, my war-making days are over for a good 9 years. We've got a decent amount of war score here, and we are at war with these guys, so let's go ahead and start on them. Now, I could probably get the war to be over, but I can get more out of this war if I go and pick on these guys too. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go pick on them. How's my inflation? Yeah. Because we're relying on gold, it would normally be a positive 0.35% per year, but since I've got a guy who specializes in reducing that, it's only 0.25% per year, which is still a lot. Like, if you're playing as a European nation, you can usually keep your inflation at or close to 0. Alright. There's one territory claimed. Now let's take a look at these states. Okay. That's actually very pretty. Okay, yeah. I think I'm actually going to take this. Because I don't think... Yeah, I don't have any relationship with these guys. So once I get rid of my my one set of rivals... Oh, right. I forgot that if I don't take out the land, they can just... Where are you guys going? If I don't take out the fort, their fort just automatically reclaims land, so I kind of have to fight them. But the good news is I have way more people. The bad news is they're actually kind of competent. Now, generally, you don't lose a complete army after a fight like this. Usually the retreating side just leaves. Oh, are we going to win? We did win. Very nice. But you'll see half their army is still there. And that is why I made more troops. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to consolidate these because, well, they would slowly replenish their numbers over time. It's going to take them a lot longer than it'll take for me to just make new troops. And because of my gold mines, I am making just so much money. What are you doing? My allies are just walking across the mountain. Oh... The enemy army is hiding in the mountains, so they went to chase him down. That is glorious. That is so good. They're just hiding. Okay, all right, I see you. I see you. No, we're not taking your peace deal. Your peace deal isn't going to be everything I want. We're taking my peace deal because my peace deal is glorious. They're just fighting him in the mountains. That's hilarious. Generally in Europe, there's not this much space to maneuver. Also, we can just see all the terrain if we want to. I do generally not do this because it makes it harder to see borders, but it does let you see terrain, which can be very nice for fighting. Okay, so we have taken control of this province. And that province. And now that we're sieging their capital, it shouldn't revert. We should be able to hang on to it. Here's my nice little basic spear warrior. Now, in Europe, you start at tech level 3. We got a white piece. They completely surrendered. I don't want you to completely surrender. Okay, so let's do a separate piece with these guys. And... they won't do it because we don't hold the fort. Let's see, what's my war? So if you stay too long in war, especially after it's won, you gain a lot of war exhaustion where your people get mad at you. And if I go to my stability, it's already at 1.59 and it's ticking up pretty quickly just from us losing troops from standing here sieging. Okay, so I guess we're just going to have to accept the peace deal. But they have unconditionally surrendered, so they'll give me anything I want. Now, when I click these two, it says that these territories are being ceded to me. Great. Now, I'd like to point out, if I click on this, suddenly the piece is costing Huastek 6 diplomacy, as opposed to this, which just cost me 5. And the reason for that is that they're the ones who sieged this down. I didn't have a claim on it, so they're the ones who would get it in the peace deal. And again, I don't want to make my allies stronger, because eventually I'm going to eat my allies too. So we're not going to claim this. We're going to let these guys continue to exist, just, you know, in that one province. We are going to take them for all the money that they're worth. And you'll notice that the war score is 100%. The peace offer value is 39. When this gets to 100, I can't demand anything else. What I can do, though, is say, hey, no, you don't get this ally. You have to go make new friends. And because you're my rival, we're going to go ahead and humiliate you. Except I can't send this deal because I'm currently building a spy network with that diplomat. So, we'll use that diplomat to quickly fabricate claims on 2 provinces. stop building a spy network. Okay. Now I can send this peace deal. And I love that it saves it. So yeah, so they'll be humiliated, which gives us some other bonuses. That's basically everything we can take, because we're out. Like, there's nothing else I can get with my points. So, send demand. Alright, so they no longer have allies. They're paying us money. I'm going to get a little bit of inflation, but I'm getting so much more inflation for my gold mines, it doesn't matter. We spent a little bit of diplomatic points. And aggressive expansion means that the other people around me are going to like me less because I'm taking territory. And the amount that they dislike me changes based on how developed the territory is that I'm taking. And in the Americas, nobody's very developed at all. So even though I could take a lot of territory, they're not going to be all that pissed. This isn't Europe where everyone's got a lot of development. We gain 32 power projection, which is very good. Power projection will let me get some more of the administrative, diplomatic power, and military power if I can get this number from 49 to 50. And I can, pretty quickly. It'll give me one more of each of them every month, and then slowly tick down per year, which is great. These guys can't be in this territory anymore. We're no longer at war, so we're going to send them home. And because my people wanted me to do that, I get 10 loyalty and I get 500 sailors. You need sailors if you're going to make boats, and now I can make boats. They're not good boats, but we can make them. The other thing is, if you want your territory to be highly productive, you need to core it. Wow. The states in this area are not pretty at all. Generally, I would core this, but I was reading a guide and it suggested not coring much territory as a Native American power. So I'm not going to actually... No, I'm going to do a basic core, but I'm not going to make it a state. That's right. States are about twice as good. Oh, hey, chat showed up. Love that you're doing something for the holiday. I swear, one of these days I'll remember that you started at 8, not 8:30. Yes. Yes, 8 p.m. on Mondays, and then 9:30 on Fridays, which probably was tripping you up. Yeah, so, in case you missed the intro, we are playing colonialism, but from the perspective of the natives, and we're trying to be prepared for when Columbus brings the Spanish and the Portuguese, and then the French and the English on our heads. Yeah, so that's where we're at. We're going to go back to... These guys have an alliance with those guys and those guys. They have 5k troops. They have 7k troops. They have 8k troops. So, that... 8 plus... What was it? 7, 15, 20. So, 20,000 troops versus my 9,000 troops. And if I try to go to war with them, my allies won't show up because I just dragged them into a offensive war. So since my allies don't want to show up, plus I lost my king. I'm under a regency right now. My king is 7 years old. I'm not allowed to declare war anyway, so we are just going to hang out. We are going to chill. And they're no longer a valid rival, which is great, because I eclipsed my rival, I get a bonus 9 power projection, which gives us those sweet +1 bonuses every month to all 3 types of power that we need. Fantastic. Okay. It has now been some years since our ancestors shook off the yoke of the Tepanecs of Azcapotzalco, and instead joined together in the Aztec Triple Alliance of Tenochtitlan, Texcoco, and Tlacopan. Since then, the power of our people has grown significantly, and by now our state controls the entire Valley of Mexico. The city-states under our rule still remember that we were all equals not so long ago, and it is uncertain how far we can trust their loyalties. As it is every ruler's task to build a new stage of the Great Pyramid of Tenochtitlan, we have an excellent opportunity to try the loyalty of our subjects. Any subject city that contributes to the project will be too preoccupied to revolt, and any that refuses will have shown its worth and can be punished. So I can either choose to have our subjects contribute to the pyramid, which will make them less independent, but they have a chance of revolting, or I can use my own administrative and diplomatic power to contribute it myself and increase my prestige. But, you know what? Administrative power and diplomatic power are how you get tech, and I am way behind on tech anyway, so let's go ahead and provoke our subjects. Also, we lost a rival because we defeated one. So, who's these guys? These guys rivaled us? Alright, let's rival them back. Seems fair. It seems fair. So pretty soon we should get the details. Alright. Oh, these guys want a royal marriage because my king died. That's right. Absolutely. These guys want to be able to move through my land? Sure, love that. Oh, their logo's a snake. No? Is that a boat? I think it's a rattlesnake, because that looks like a rattletail. Unclear what that logo is. I've been playing in Europe a lot, so I don't really know what these all look like. Let's see. So, who else do I have royal marriages with? Oh, just an alliance. We can't have that. Hey, you want to marry someone related to my 7-year-old king? I'm not saying you can marry the king. I'm saying you can marry someone related to him. Thank you. Sounds lovely. Uh-huh. So, we have claims on this area, and I think I want to claim this and this. So, let's go ahead and start building a spy network here. And we can speed through time for a while. Nothing really to do. Actually, nope, nothing really I can do. Yeah, nothing I can do until 1449. Uh-huh. Okay, some people around me are going to war. I'm not going to war because I don't have a king, I have a child. Tarascan. Oh, okay. These guys want an alliance. Considering I want to eat the two people between us, they're also allied to my ally. Love it. Absolutely. Sure. Don't mind if you guys want to walk your armies through my territory and fight each other. That sounds lovely. Go right ahead. Oh, they've insulted us. Well, I mean, that's fine, because I can't fight back. I don't have a king right now. Not all the cities under our control have welcomed a chance to put all of their resources at our disposal. Don't you hate it when you ask your subjects for money and they're like, dude, no? Seems clear that we will have to carry a larger part of the cost than we had hoped. Okay. So, we are losing 25 of each of the two types instead of 75. That's fine. Gaining some prestige, legitimacy to our rule, that's great. Yearly prestige, that's wonderful. And Mexico gets +2 of all 3 development types. That's fantastic. Now, of course, these guys aren't getting sieged down because I destroyed their army. Ah, yes. Yep. The guys who just allied me also want a wedding. Sounds great. Get in here. Everybody join my royal family. Great thing about weddings is then I've got a chance that I can inherit their throne, and if they try to inherit my throne, I will murder them. Our merchants have picked up a few new concepts when it comes to handling trade. Okay. They think that... So I can gain more inflation for 50 Diplo power, or I can only gain 10 Diplo power. Now, my inflation is through the roof anyway, so what's a little more? Uniting the tribes. Hey, reform progress. That sounds wonderful. Okay, I can't reform our religion. I don't know why not. Whatever. Okay, so the only building that we can build are castles, and castles are expensive, so there's no reason for me to build them. We've got truces, that's what this is, and if I attack through a truce, then my people get mad at me. I don't have much crown land, but I can't fix that until 1449. So really, we are just sitting here for a bit. Watching our enemies crumble to their enemies. Okay, so these guys like me as much as they can. Which means let's go over here and get these guys to like me as much as they can. Ah, yes, okay. Okay, so they want to give me 20% of the crown land. But it will increase the autonomy of my territories, and I won't be able to lower it. And high autonomy means I get less out of the territory than I would if they don't have autonomy. So I'm going to say that we're going to solve this ourselves. I'm not going to give into that. No. I got rid of that crown land on purpose, but I have a plan. And the plan is just suffer through the problems for a few years. Okay. So now we have officially claimed this territory. Oh, we've got another rival. Every male in our society is expected to take up arms in times of war, and success of our state has always depended on our brave warriors. So if you can only build castles, does that mean you can't build any hashtag housing for beavers? Correct. No beavers in Mexico, I don't think. So in order to further encourage our warrior culture for our people, is that Chiaquatl is now working on a set of laws restricting everything from how our subjects dress, what they may buy in the markets, and what ornaments they can use, or what offices may be held in government. While these laws will protect the rights of our nobility, they are above all a way to reward valorous warriors. For the commoners, their skill in battle will be what determines how they dress and what they may own. Even among the nobles, positions in government will only be open to those who fight without fear. Alright. So I can either lose 100 admin power, and then until the end of the game we get lower war exhaustion and higher discipline, or we get a short-term gain of 1 stability and 15 legitimacy. I've got a 95 out of 100 legitimacy king already. Stability is nice, but I don't think I need, 1. I mean, I can get 1 relatively easily. So we're going to go ahead and implement the laws, because that's a permanent buff to our armies, and we are going to need permanent buffs to our armies when the Europeans show up. Claimed our other one. Now, I could make this a state, and if I make it a state, we will get more income, which would be nice. But I don't think I want to, because apparently it is easier to upgrade your tech later when you don't. That's a pretty ugly state. Because we want this, and we want this. I want that. Like, ideally I want these. I think I want these 4 states right here to be the core of my territory. Yeah. So that's our goal. So I'm not actually going to state this. Is Europe guaranteed to show up in 1492? No. And so when Europe shows up, how that works is first they have to get a boat with an explorer on it. That explorer has to find land, and then they have to progress to the point that they get a colonist, and then they send their colonists to start colonizing land that they can reach, which is usually in the Caribbean, which is kind of over here, or in Brazil, which is over here. They don't actually get the ability to come straight at me, so I'm probably not going to see them for a while. That said, I still want to be prepping early and meet them as soon as I can, because being next to a European, if you can manage to not get conquered, is a great way to steal their tech. There is some RNG. Okay. They like me as much as they can. Great. We should start building a spy network here, because you have a bunch of territory that I want. Okay. No, we need to go till November, because I can only summon my advisors once every 5 years. Yes, espionage is key, especially in the early game. Late game, you get what's called imperialism, as a casus belli, a reason for war, where you can just be like, you belong in my nation, without having to do all the legwork ahead of time. But you can't... if I try to do that without claims in the early game, my people will basically revolt. Which is why I keep getting these notifications that my neighbors are claiming my territory. Excuse me, that's my territory. You can't have it. Uh-huh. You know what? Let's build a spy network here, too. And because... So what you need to do is build a spy network. At 20, you can fabricate a claim on one territory, but then the second territory takes 25, the third takes 30, the fourth takes 35, and so on. It's to limit how fast you can grow. You can't just swallow up big nations all at once, but smaller nations like we have here, you can. Okay, the estates have come forth offering a compromise. Oh, no, this is the statutory rights. No, we're not doing it. I've got a plan. We're going to slow down the flow of time while we take a look at what mission we can... Trustworthy allies. Bonus diplomatic rep? Absolutely. Let's take that for, what is it, 15 years? Sure. Might as well lock that in. Alright. Summon the diet. So these guys want me to spend admin points to increase how much tax I'm getting. Now, tax is not a good way to get money in the late game, but it's decent early game. The problem is I need every point that I can to get technology, because I'm going to have massive tech penalties for most of the game. Okay, they just want Itza to like me. And then they'll be extremely loyal. Okay. These guys want me to get... Okay, where is... Manzanillo Bay. Okay. So this is the local trade hub. And they want us to have 25% or more of the trade power. Here we currently have 10. Now the problem is I don't have any good way of increasing my trade power without conquering territory, building buildings that I can't get for like 50 years, or building ships that I can't get for like 100 years. So, sorry guys. We are going to have to go with this one, where we just have to make someone like us with some of those spare diplomats sitting around who can't really do much of anything. So we're going to stop making a spy network. As if propaganda didn't exist back then. In the 1400s in Mexico, I don't know how effective propaganda was. According to our fabulous government, Mexico, propaganda existing is foreign propaganda. Oh, wow. That's a mess. Okay, so let's see. We've got... Right. That's what I was doing. We stopped our spy, so we need to wait for our spy to come home. And where is Itza? There's a surge function for a reason. Okay, really? Okay. My nobles want me to... Hi, Itza. My nobles want me to befriend you for some reason. I don't know why or what that does, but before I go too far, they are all over 50% loyalty, which means I can just claim land and they won't revolt. Thank you. And now, I started with 30, went down to 0 to get some bonus points, and now I'm back up to 12. Things are going great. You're like, dude, you're not doing anything. I know, I don't have a king. Oh, we got some rebels showing up in our neighbors. The famine year of the one rabbit. Time is a cycle, and what has been will always come again. The year of the one rabbit is upon us, and so are the snows, the frost, and later on the droughts associated with it. The weather will not be kind to us this year, and a great famine is tearing up our society. As desperate men sell their children into slavery to feed their remaining families, some demand that our regent should release them of servitude to him and allow them to seek new lives elsewhere. Okay, if I allow them to resettle, I lose the stability, and the tax base of Mexico goes down. We get national unrest, stability is harder to increase, and we make less stuff for a year. Okay. Our other option is we still lose 1 stability. We gain 10 unrest in Mexico, so we don't lose the tax base. We still get the unrest, we still get the stability, and we still get the goods produced problem. So it's basically, do I want to deal with some short-term revolts? Oh, hey, I've got 10 unrest, and I currently have negative 11. Are you kidding me? Of course we're going to hold them against their will. Come on. What? What are they going to do? Revolt? I have a full army right here. In fact, I have an army that can be slightly larger. You want jobs? Let's give you a job in the army. Now, the other thing is, armies do heal themselves after combat based on your manpower, and you have to recruit people based on your manpower, and then manpower slowly regenerates. It's a lot of little systems. It's real fun. That little clinking sound is, of course, my monthly money coming in, spelling doom for my inflation. The regent has to employ many methods to keep the unruly nobles in line. One of the most common is cold, hard cash. We already grant the nobles a pension in exchange for relinquishing certain rights. However, their leaders now claim we are not paying enough and are demanding their pensions rise if they want to continue to support the regents. So I can either lose some tax income and get some loyalty out of it, or we can lose more stability and they'll be less loyal. You know what? I've got so much cash, I don't care. Please, take it off my hands. Make the inflation worse. Teotihuacan have claimed Tlacopan as their own. How dare you? I mean, it's not like I'm growing a spy network so I can do the same thing. The exact same thing. We have left the year of the one rabbit. So we regain our stability, unrest goes down, and stability costs go down. Fantastic. So let's go ahead, and since costs are down, and we're at 0 stability, let's go ahead and boost it real quick. Now the cost goes up quite a lot the more you boost it, so you only ever want to go to stability 1. Let's go to enact government reforms. So we can get more manpower and get more influence for one of the groups. We can get more taxes and lower their influence. We can make the cost of maintaining our castles go down and make the nobles more loyal, but then their influence also increases. We can lower the cost of getting stability. We can increase the morale of our armies, gain army tradition, which makes our armies fight better, and increase their influence a little bit, and then whenever we recruit a general, their loyalty goes up. Yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead and do that. Can you reach... We can. Cool. So the way trade works in this game is you collect in one area, like I'm collecting it in this node here, but then you can transfer goods and services from, well, just goods, from other locations to it, which increases the amount of money coming in, and then that gets apportioned out to everyone who's collecting from it. So I had 2 traders, so now we're just pulling more stuff down the river. Okay, we improved relations, so these guys are now very happy with me. We can see there's 63% loyalty over here. Very nice. You know what? Because there are events that can lower your spy network, let's go ahead and fabricate a claim now. Don't wait for this to build up to 25 again. Oh, they've got peasants rising up, and peasants being quickly put down, as peasants are wont to do. All right, now, because we haven't embraced feudalism, we're getting a massive tech penalty. On the other hand, I can't embrace feudalism because there's no Europeans near me. So I'm just going to go ahead and get the tech right away, which will make my army significantly better than my neighbors, even though that was extremely expensive. Okay, so the gold mine in Mexico is now going to be producing less gold for the rest of the game. That's fine, because gold was massively inflating us, and it still is. Okay, they've made us as... Yep, our spy got caught. That's why it's in red, so our spy network is decreasing. So glad I made that claim when I could. And let's start making another set of claims over here. Waiting for my king to grow up. Kings take the throne at 15. So basically, I've got to kill 3 more years just sitting here, watching my opponents do stuff. Well, my king grows up. And that's just kind of how the game goes. This would have been so much easier if I was playing Spain. Okay, well, they like me as much as they're going to. Let's go ahead and... You know what? Our power projection went down, so we're not getting those bonuses anymore. You know what? Let's top off our relations with everybody who likes us. Just keep the allies happy, so that they'll help me kick other people's asses and then not demand I give them stuff. Alright, now we have some basic ships. They're not good ships, they're basic ships, but we can make them. And that's what matters. What's my ship limit? I can make 12? Alright, well, they're not that expensive, and I've got a lot of sailors. I only gain 5 a month. Right. Okay. I think I'm making too big of a navy. Let's actually let's pull that back. Okay. So they like me. Who else am I allied with? Oh, I'm missing a rival. We should fix that. Okay, now, who else am I allied with? We got these guys, and these guys. Great. You. Like me better. I demand it. Taking a look at those states again. Yep, okay. Our royal marriage has ended. Well, they'll offer me another one. Or I'll offer them another one. Hi. About that marriage thing. Thanks. Now, of course, these boats take forever to be made. Let's go ahead and put them in the same location. Form them up into a single unit. I'm going to have them protect the trade up at the Rio Grande, which will increase our power in that trade node. Basically, they're fighting off pirates. That is what they do. Now, currently, we only use 2 sailors. Fantastic. Our regency ends next year. That's great. And we can summon our advisory council once again on November the 11th. Yeah, huge game of hurry up and wait. Alright, we can get feudal monarchy, okay. Which gives us no bonuses. It's okay. That is alright. There are things that we can do. Hey, you know what? I got a 50 spy network, which means I should claim Cholula. And we should also claim that, and we can stop building this spy network. We don't need it anymore. Who else is around here? Hi, guys. You guys want to like me? Got nothing else to do with these diplomats right now. Oh, hey, you want to go protect trade? We're currently using 3 of our 5 sailors every month. Fantastic. Forgot some of my diet. Okay, now they're all over 50, which is great. Let's see. They want me to raise... Nope, can't raise base taxes. I need those admin points for other stuff. They want Yucatan to like me. Alright. A cheaper diplomat. That's not bad. They want me to raise my navy size to 75% of the force limit, which I cannot afford to do. And all it would do is give me a good admiral. Okay, so it looks like we are going to be going the diplomat route again. It was... Well, first off, they're all over 50, so let's go ahead and seize some more land. Yucatan. You want me to befriend these guys? Okay. Our regency has ascended to the throne. He doesn't have an heir yet, so I can't risk him dying. But I think my allies aren't willing to join until May. Let's see if we can get these two. Who are you guys allied with? So you're allied with these and these still. Okay. You've got 7. You've got 6. You've got 9. 7, 6, 9, that's 16 plus 6, it's 22,000. I have 11,000 on my own, plus a bunch of allies, so that's probably going to go really well for me. As long as I wait until my allies are willing to join me in June. We'll just wait till June. And remember, my goal is just to get these 2 provinces. That's it. You know what? I can spend 75 admin points to lower my inflation by 2, which isn't a lot, but I think it's going to help, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Oh, I went straight over my date. Okay, let's go ahead and declare war and bring in all of my allies. And the goal is to take Tulukan. I don't have any... Hey, stop that. So we will outnumber them, 28 to 20, or 28 to 22. Also, I have tech level 2. They have 1. They have 1. They have 1, which means my my guys are significantly better. Declare war. Go. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to start by going up here. The reason we're going to go up here... Oh, they're running away. They're running away. Can I catch them? No, I don't need to catch them. I'm just going to siege this down. Let's lower the speed. Let's go ahead and see if we can kill them. Because then they can't get out in time. My allies will join me. We'll outnumber them massively, and they'll just melt. Which side are they on? Oh, they're specifically the guys I'm fighting. What? Their army was up in these mountains? What were you doing? Okay. Well, my allies show up on October 11th. Their allies show up on October 12th. Fantastic. Okay, so what's going on here is we get a roll. So we each get a dice roll, which is a 14-sided dice. I've got a bonus, and because I'm attacking into mountains, I've got a negative. But then we've got my discipline, which is higher than theirs, my morale, which is higher than theirs, and then just numbers. So it's very likely that I win this basically on my own, but I've got 2 ally stacks coming in. Oh wow, we're going to wipe these guys? No, not quite. We didn't quite wipe them before their allies showed up, but our morale is still higher. One set ran away, and then the other set ran away. Fantastic. Now, of course, I've taken quite a lot of damage here. So there's the cheap way to do this, which is just let my manpower regain over time. Or I can consolidate the regiments, so it's a smaller number of regiments, and then recruit new regiments, which, I mean... Absolutely, I've got so much money. Let's go ahead and recruit more regiments. they're all running away. So they've got to run back before they start regenerating. And then they have to walk back, right? So I've got some time here. Meanwhile, my allies are like, hey, you said this is the territory you wanted. Let's start sieging that. Sure, I mean, that's fair. You can do that. That's fine. These guys are chasing down the enemy army. That's also nice. Don't mind that at all. And I'd like to point out, we're still like 40 years away from when Columbus would have settled would have shown up in the Americas at all, like let alone settling. So my allies are fleeing. Or not my allies, my opponents are fleeing. My guys are just quietly regenerating in the hills. Sieging down one of the 4 enemies that we're fighting. While my allies clean up all of their forces. It's always great when you can fight wars with other people's armies. Like, yes, my army was in the big fight, but now my allies' armies are doing all of the work of cleanup. And that's just wonderful. It's just great. Okay. Yep. Now you're like, why are you up here if the main fight's here? Well, by taking these guys out of the fight, I can do what's called a separate peace, where I can basically make demands from them and then win this war and make demands from them. So you can profit heavily off of wars by basically annihilating multiple opponents in the same war. Oh, oh, that's because this is a mountains and that's a highlands. All right. I think my allies are going to win this war for me without me actually doing the main goal. Can't say I mind. Our inflation's just going crazy. Okay. What I'm doing here is just going to try to claim all of their territory at once, hopefully before they can come back and fight me, so that we can piece them out. This is Otome, and they are offering me a peace deal where they'll give me 30 ducats, which will give some inflation. I'll get a little bit of prestige. I'm not claiming any territory. That's fine. That's what I wanted anyway. So let's go ahead and send my guys home, because they're going to get these little black flags that say they can't fight anybody until they're back on territory they're allowed to be in. Alright, so now the other people we're with are these guys over here. And what we're going to do is we're just going to go siege down their capital. Alright, so we got our bonus. Beautiful. We can recall that diplomat. Oh, we can improve relations with you again. Nice. And We can improve them with you too. Great. Minus 71. This is going to take a while. Now, ideally, I would take these two territories and then money, I think. Now, again, I don't want to claim this territory because then my allies will get it, and that'll make my allies stronger, and then my allies will think they don't need me. And, of course, the goal is to always make them strong enough to be helpful and weak enough to always need me. That's... yeah. Political games. Not good for real-life relationships, but excellent for conquering the world. You heard it here first. Okay. No. I don't know what you're offering me, but I guarantee it's not enough. Okay, we have a new heir to the throne who's better than our current king. So, I've got an idea. What if... we can't do it yet. We're in foreign territory, and I'm not willing to leave the siege for anything. Wow, Wastic, you're vicious. You're just slaughtering every troop that they make as they make it. Go back to building the spy network over here. It occurs to me that maybe I should have only brought in a couple of my allies, but I feel like it's better to have overwhelming force than... there we go. Now they're calling for an unconditional surrender, which will make my war exhaustion start going up quite a lot. You want military access? Sure, don't mind that. Yeah, let's get the points. We're gonna need them. Yeah, so my war exhaustion is now going up pretty rapidly, but we have 21% chance of winning this any month, and any month that we don't win it, the odds of us winning it next month go up. Oh no, they can't go higher than 21. Looks like we're at our cap, boys, but that's okay. We're just going to sit here and let my people get angry, and they'll lose their war exhaustion fairly rapidly once we win. Once we're at peace, because we are the Aztecs, and we get all kinds of bonuses. Now, I'm not really played this before, but I did read up on some of their in-game mechanics, and watched a half-hour YouTube guide on how to play them. Now, of course, that doesn't work for me because the guide referenced a lot of DLC that I didn't buy, but it still gave me some ideas. Let's see. We have won the siege. Great. So now I can do a separate piece with these guys. Slow down time. Let's see. I don't want them to give up territory. I'm going to make them my vassal, which means that they will be pulled into all of my wars automatically. And give me money. These guys can start heading home. Now you can only send one peace deal per day. Okay, so that was our one day. And now when we sue for peace, I want these two territories. I want all of your money. More than your money, I want you to be humiliated. Oh, cool. Okay. Oh, sweet. That gives us a lot of power projection, which gives us even more points for a while. That's going to be pretty great. We can core these two locations. Excellent. I'm still not going to make that a state. I can call allies into my wars. What wars? Oh! These guys were in a war? Oh, cool. Okay. So what happened here was, I vassalized these guys when they were at war. And so now, we're in a defensive war against these guys. Alright. Sweet. Okay. Just those guys? Yeah, alright. Well. Bonus war, guys. I mean, my people are going to be sad because they're exhausted of war, but that's okay because I guarantee they don't want to be at war with me. They're no longer valid rivals, which means we've eclipsed them, which gives me even more power projection. Heck yeah. I can call my allies into my wars. You were winning that war. You were winning that war. But now you're fighting me at half the peninsula. Oh, that's just so sad. I mean, my people are miserable. If I go into my war exhaustion's going down. My war exhaustion's going down. I am at war. Oh, wow. Okay. Playing the Aztecs is better than I thought. I thought they were going to keep getting war exhaustion, but that was just because we won that war. This is considered a fresh war, and so their war exhaustion is going down. Because the only reason they had high war exhaustion was because of how hard I was winning, and they're like, yo, you're winning too hard. Can you just accept peace? But now that we're back on an even playing field, my people are like, yo, war? Heck yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. I can see why the Aztecs are fun, even despite the massive, massive tech penalties. There is a trick to getting tech that I learned from the internet that we're going to have to start doing once this war settles down and I'm sufficiently large enough. Like, I want to get a little bit bigger, but I don't want to get too big, because then I start getting penalties once I need to start westernizing. Okay, so I can lose trade efficiency and trade range, or I can gain mercantilism and lose diplo power. Let's go ahead and do that. Mercantilism gives you more money from trade, and I want as much money as possible to not be from gold mines, because having less money from gold mines and more from other stuff lowers inflation. Oh my god, I can't keep doing this. Can't keep lowering inflation manually. Oh, you poor, poor people. Actually, hold up. I just realized they don't have any troops. And if I am sieging all of their land, they literally can't make more. Oh, I don't need to. My allies are on it. Hot damn. Hot diggity damn. And we'll go ahead and take the stream intermission when we have finished this war. The problem with this game is that there is always more that you can be doing, and there's always ongoing problems. So it's always like, let me resolve this one problem, and then another problem pops up as you're solving it. So it's like, wait, no, let me solve this problem first. And then suddenly I've been playing for 10 straight hours, and I've forgotten to eat, which is not good, but also very fun. I haven't had this much fun since I was first into a game called Twilight Imperium, and I used to sit and play as 6 players on my bedroom floor for the entirety of a Saturday. That used to be how I'd spend my Saturdays in my 20s, because I'm that kind of nerd. Yeah. This scratches all those nice complexity itches. You know, we're winning this war so hard, I think I can increase time. Oh, not too much. Because it's a Summon the Diet year in December, because I was a month late. They want to offer peace. No. I demand your complete surrender. have so much money that I can't do anything with. Every month goes down. Those walls are looking pretty thin now. Oh, we got a chance of winning now. Disease outbreak means I lose a percentage of my people, but that's okay because I have so many more people back home willing to fight in my wars because we previously made it the only way to advance in society, so that's one way to get more warriors. I think 14% is the highest it can go. Oh, okay, I was wrong. We have claimed these two territories, and since they are part of our home state, I think they record instantly, which is wonderful. So they are full-fledged members of society, giving me yet more gold mines. Oh my god. I have so many gold mines. And we're in January, which means I missed my date again. That's okay. We can do it a little bit late. It's fine. Now, I can't claim land from the Diet when I'm at war. So you know what? I'm actually going to wait until the war ends. Which, basically, we've got a 1 in 5 chance of it ending any month, but that could take, you know, several months. Because when you roll a 1 in 5 chance, it doesn't mean you're going to get it in 5 months, right? It means you're going to get it 1 in 5 chance every month, and that could be a lot longer if you roll poorly. There are claims that local fishermen have improved their ship designs. If we do a careful study of their ships and try building a copy, our best admirals believe our naval technology will benefit. Sure. I mean, what's inflation? Our inflation's not actually that bad. It's horrible compared to European nations in this game. But it's not that bad compared to where we started, so this is fine. No, I'm not taking your peace deal. You are surrendering. We're gonna sit here until you completely surrender. There we go. Thank you. Now, we are going to demand that you be my vassal. And you give me all of your money. Now, I have too many diplomatic relations. I can only have, like, 4 at a time. They don't want to give me permission to walk through their land. They do. Because the alternative is that I fight them for it. So the problem now is that I have, 2 vassals and 3 alliances, and those alliances come with royal marriages. So that probably wasn't the smartest idea, because now I'm getting less diplomatic technology research points every year. But that's okay. We'll deal with that. We'll just let a marriage expire, probably with these guys. Yeah, what were states again? Let's take a look at the states. So we want exactly these. We want these. We're not bothering with that. Not bothering with that either. You know, I might just leave it as these two. Well, no, this is already in a state, and this is already in a state. So I definitely want these. I think I might let my... You're close to these two. Okay, I think Zapotec. We're gonna let Zapotec go. Wait. red guys, the purple guys, and the green guys. And I think based on what I'm going to do going forward, I don't think I need the red guys. Or the green guys, actually. So, whether red or green loses the royal marriage first, whichever one it is the one that we're going to no longer ally. Kings are going to die at some point, so it's fine. But let's go ahead and pause it here. I will be back in just a few minutes. And of course, if you're watching this on YouTube for Columbus Day, remember that you can catch me live Mondays at 8 p.m., Fridays at 9:30 Eastern. Generally, we play Against the Storm. We'll play other games too as the moon strikes. Mood strikes, not moon strikes. And so either way, it's youtube.com/dreadcanary or twitch.tv/dreadcanary. Either way, I'm pretty easy to find. If you have sat with me through this as a video, I very much appreciate you listening to my rambling. I hope to see you in the next one. And maybe come check out the chat sometime. Leave a comment below if you like this kind of content and want to see more of it, or if you think I should stick with ATS or have other games you want me to try out. And have a great one.